Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a topic that affects tens of millions of people but often stays in the shadows, the real story of disability and economic opportunity in Latin America. We all kind of have this image in our minds, right? It's a really positive one, and it feels true. We picture these amazing success stories, people who've overcome incredible challenges to do great things. And look, those stories are absolutely real and so inspiring. But the data from Latin America and the Caribbean, it tells us a very different story. It shows us that this is the exception, not the rule.
Because this is the reality. 70%, that's the unemployment rate for people with disabilities across the region. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a staggering number, and it tells us that a huge majority of people are being left out of the workforce completely.
So this isn't just a number on a page. It's a massive, yet mostly invisible crisis. And to really get what that number means, we have to look past the percentage and see the actual human cost.
Let's make this personal. Just picture a family. Could be anywhere in the region. They have a daughter with a disability. Now, in a world that might have discrimination or a serious lack of infrastructure or just not enough information, what do you think her chances are of getting a decent education?
Well, the answer is pretty bleak. For somewhere between 70 and 80% of children with disabilities in Latin America, the answer is no. They don't have access to school. And this one barrier, right here, this is where that whole cycle of exclusion really begins. And the long-term impact of that? Get this. Only 1 out of every 20 kids with a disability will ever finish high school. That effectively slams the door shut on higher education and skilled jobs before their life has even really gotten started.
But being shut out of school is just the start. The exclusion of one person never just happens in a bubble. It creates this powerful ripple effect that can drag an entire family down with it. And here's how that poverty trap gets sprung. Step 1, the child can't go to school. So, step 2, a parent, and let's be honest, it's often the mother, has to leave their job to be a full-time caregiver. Step 3, right when their health-related costs are going up, the family's income plummets. And the final result? The chance of that family falling into poverty literally doubles.
You can imagine how painful this economic squeeze is. You've got less money coming in, way more going out for care, and it forces these impossible choices, like cutting back on essentials or education for the other kids, or even just small things that bring the family joy.
But does it have to be this way? Is this cycle of poverty and exclusion just inevitable? Well, the truth is, it doesn't.
It really doesn't. And a huge reason for that hope is technology. It's becoming this incredibly powerful and surprisingly affordable game changer. See, in the past, a lot of the tools that could help were just way too expensive. But what's different now is that today's technology gives us these powerful, genuinely low-cost solutions that can finally start to tear down those old barriers. Let's go back to that young girl from our example. For her, technology can open the door to higher levels of education. And that education, well, that's the key to a future with a better income. And maybe most important of all, it gives her a real shot at an independent life. And when technology helps one person, the benefits just multiply. This kind of investment pays back what we can call an inclusion dividend, a return that lifts up not just one person, but their whole family, and the entire economy. Just look at the contrast. It's night and day. Without support, a parent drops out of the workforce, and the whole family struggles. But with support, the whole story changes. That parent can get back to work, the other kids can stay in school, the entire family's quality of life goes up, creating a real path to a better future. So how big is this opportunity really? Let's zoom out to the whole region. 10%. That's the percentage of people in Latin America living with a disability. And what does 10% actually mean? It means 50 million people. 50 million. And when you start to add their families into that number, the parents who leave work, the siblings who leave school, the scale of this is just immense. A scale like that forces you to see this differently.
This isn't just a social issue. It's not just a matter of charity. This is a massive economic issue for every single country in the region.
You know, the source material puts it perfectly. It says that tackling this is essential if we want to promote productive, competitive, and above all, inclusive economies. This flips the whole script. Inclusion isn't just some nice thing you get from a strong economy. It's a requirement for building one in the first place.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. We've looked at this whole thing as a crisis, but maybe it's time to reframe it. What if unlocking the potential of these 50 million people isn't actually a problem to be solved, but the single greatest untapped opportunity for the future of the entire region?